Well, summer is finally here in Greeley, Colorado, and that always brings one of my favorite events that happen right here in Lincoln Park in downtown Greeley, and that is the Greeley Arts Picnic. We have a wonderful, wonderful event that's coming up this year, so make sure you mark that calendar, and in the meantime, sit back, relax, and meet our proverbial awesome festival person here in the city of Greeley, and that is RHONDA Welch. Great to have you here today.
Well, thank you, Amy. It's great to be here.
Well, we picked an awesome day to be out here. Blue skies, green grass, the park is looking wonderful, and it's all leading up to this great event that you helped put together along with some volunteers. But for those who may not know about it, we don't know how they don't know about it, but can you give us a little idea of what Arts Picnic is here in Greeley?
Well, for those that are maybe new to Greeley, or like you said, don't know about it, that's hard to believe, but it does happen. We are celebrating 39 years of Arts Picnic this year.
Wow.
It began that long ago with some very wonderful community-minded citizens, a handful of artists and crafters, a few musicians, and some volunteers to help with kids' activities, and it's grown to over 150 vendors that travel to Greeley from all over the United States.
Yes.
We've got a delicious food court full of wonderful festival fare. We've Creation Station, which is just an amazing hands-on, plus 2 stages with just awesome, and I think some of the best Colorado bands. And then we can't forget our beer garden that's hosted by our wonderful friends, the Greeley Chamber Orchestra.
Yeah, so there's, when you hear the words Arts Picnic, you think, it's probably just arts, but there's way more to this event than that. And I want to go back to something that you mentioned, which was the bands. There's 2 bands here, what I usually call the center stage and the plaza stage. And I have to say I like this so much, probably because I help you with the stage managing. But it is exciting every year just to see what's coming, because you get some great bands that come in, and this year I'm excited because we have a lot of new ones.
Right, we do have a lot of new ones, and not only am I excited about listening to these great bands, but I'm always excited about how you're going to introduce them, Amy, I have to say. But I wanted to mention just a few of our brand new bands that we've never had before. We have alternative rock, Broken Land. We also have a 12-year-old musical phenom by the name of Emma Marie, and then we also have a brand new Celtic bluegrass band, Wild Mountain. So in addition to all of the new bands, we've got our wonderful, a lot of our wonderful returning bands. Yep. So the best way to check that is to look through our Arts Picnic Tribune tab that's coming out on Sunday. I believe it is on July 23rd. Okay. And there'll be a complete schedule of entertainment, or you can also go to artspicnic.com where we'll have a complete schedule.
All right, so you mentioned that date when they can look for that guide, which is a handy tool, has all the information from events that are happening, bands and the vendors, and just everything that's going on in the park over those 2 days. But I keep mentioning it's a couple of days, and you mentioned about getting the guide, but when is this event?
Well, it actually, we started off with the kickoff concert.
Right.
We partner with the DDA's Friday Fest, which is always so much fun because there's Go Cup, free popcorn, and Go Cups, and the DDA's buskers that they have every Friday. And this year, of course, we're bringing back Funkafino on Friday, July 28th, followed by Saturday and Sunday in the park, July 29th and 30th.
Now, that's kind of an all-day thing. We start early in the morning and go a little bit early evening. Can we give folks an idea on those hours?
Right. On Saturday, we run the festival from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay, so there's a lot of folks. I mentioned before about those volunteers, but there's also some great sponsors, but there are a lot of people that help make this happen. As you mentioned, it is a big event. There's close to, I think if I've seen it right, close to around 30,000 people that come and visit this event. So it takes a lot of hands and a lot of hearts to make it happen.
Yes, it does. Our wonderful volunteers who assist the kids with their arts and crafts in Creation Station, our volunteers who also act as our greeters and our wonderful ambassadors to the Arts Picnic with all of our vendors who come into the park, and then of course those that staff the information booth, plus our amazing sponsors who really understand the importance of having Arts Picnic in Greeley.
Yeah. Yeah, without them, a lot of this couldn't happen. So they make that great. So make sure when you stop by in the Arts Picnic here in Lincoln Park that you thank those sponsors and stop by and say hi, and they will really appreciate that, as well as I know you will. So we want to make sure again that folks have those dates and where they need to go and where they can get more information.
Right. They can go to artspicnic.com or they can look for the guide. As I wanted to mention another valuable tool that's going to be in the guide, and that will be a parking map.
Okay,
I think that people understand that there's a beautiful new hotel being built on the north side of the park or across the street from it. And so they might be concerned about parking. Well, needless to say, they don't need to be concerned because we've got all of our Well County lots that are open. It's a weekend, so we've got free parking in the evenings and on weekends. So there's plenty of parking.
All right, all you got to do is just make sure you look around. There are some parking maps. You can find that on greeleygov.com. And so there's ways for you to look and find those parking spots. So make sure you put on those walking shoes. You will be traveling a little bit here in the park itself, but you may have to walk a block or two, but you're going to be okay. And remember, it's usually a hot one out here, so make sure you hydrate. Now, I want to shift gears just real quickly, Rhonda. We have a minute or so left to talk about another event, or events, I guess I should say, that you're working on, and that is Neighborhood Nights. I love these.
Neighborhood Nights is such a popular program that we do in Greeley. So, and we've been going since 1996. So it's very popular because it wouldn't be here if it wasn't, let me tell you. But it's all family-friendly movies with great events happening before each. We begin on July 7th with Secret Life of Pets at Bittersweet Park, and our program that night will be raptors. The Rocky Mountain Raptors are going to bring some of their birds, so that's going to be terrific. We go through until August 11th, every Friday except Arts Picnic weekend, and that night will be Finding Dory in Island Grove, because we'd like to, if those that haven't had an opportunity to visit Avon's Village, our new playground at Island Grove. And then I do want to mention we also added a movie in Spanish this year. The Good Dinosaur will be on July 14th at East Memorial Park. So there's definitely something for everyone. Grab a blanket, lawn chairs, come and enjoy a movie. It's al fresco movie watching at its best.
All right, well, Rhonda, such great events. Thank you so much for being here today. We'll look forward to seeing you here at Arts Picnic and maybe at Neighborhood Nights. Thanks so much for your time.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
All right, something I want to make sure we mention, all of these events we talked about today are free. Make sure you check out the parks in Greeley. Go to artspicnic.com and learn more.